I am the sole principessa of New York's premier mafia family. Per the Council of Elders rules, my marriage alliance partner would be decided by a blind draw at the gala. I pulled every string just to ensure my boyfriend Matteo's name ended up in my drawing box. Yet for 7 straight years, every slip I pulled was blank. Right before the 8th year's gala kicked off, I overheard Matteo's mother confronting him.
Matteo, you claim you'll marry no one but her. Why swap every slip for a blank one for 7 years running? Does it not pain you to watch her cry with disappointment every single year?
She asked, exasperated by his foolishness. Man let out a low chuckle.
God knows it tears me apart. But oh wait, Matteo just fled back to the States, traumatized and emotionally fragile. I swore to her late father I'd stay by her 7 years while she recovers. Besides, that fool Serena would never marry anyone but me. Next year, I'll give her the grandest proposal imaginable.
With that, he tossed the slip bearing his name into a shredder, and all my longing faded away in an instant. After all, Father had only granted me 8 chances. If the box still held nothing but blanks this 8th time, I would seal an alliance with another family instead. Matteo adjusted his suit cuffs and pushed open the lounge door without a care in the world. This was the 8th marriage gala, hosted by the Falcone family for their heir, and my final shot. He didn't spare me a glance in the corner, walking straight to Eloise, surrounded by a swarm of heiresses.
Matteo.
Eyes glistening with tears, Eloise threw herself into his arms like a frightened fawn.
They say I don't belong here, that I'm the homewrecker ruining your alliance with Serena.
Matteo shot the young heiresses a sharp, icy glare.
Who dares say she has no place here? Mark my words, Matteo Falcone's rules are the rules of New York's underworld. Eloise is under the Falcone family's protection. Anyone who upsets her crosses me.
The heiresses paled and shot me desperate, pleading looks. For 7 years, I'd been the only woman he'd ever indulged. Everyone expected me to storm over and slap Eloise. Or, like every year prior, burst into tears and demand to know why he'd defend another woman. This time, I merely smoothed my gown's hem calmly.
Serena, aren't you going to put a stop to this?
Someone murmured tentatively. I smiled.
Matteo's playing the gallant protector. Why would I intrude?
Besides, I'm curious to see if Matteo's name is even in my drawing box this year. Matteo stiffened, clearly unprepared for this side of me. In years past, I would have thrown a fit and ordered Eloise to leave. Irritation flickered across his eyes. He let go of Eloise and strode toward me.
Good God, Serena, what tantrum are you throwing now? Eloise just got back from abroad. She's unwell and can't handle shocks. As the heiress of the Valentti family, can't you find it in yourself to be more gracious?
The man standing before me felt like a stranger. For 7 years, I'd bent over backward to cater to every one of his whims. All I'd gotten in return was a shattered heart.
I'm not throwing a fit, Matteo.
I just think you're right. Eloise is delicate and fragile. She truly needs someone to care for her while she recovers. Matteo froze, searching my eyes for a flicker of petty anger or jealousy. All he found was lifeless, unshakable calm. This loss of control unsettled him, and he reached out to grab my wrist.
Good that you understand. Next year, my name will be there.
There won't be a next year.
I dodged his touch.
Father said I only get 8 chances. Tonight is the 8th. If your name is still missing from my box, then our alliance ends here.
Matteo acted as if I'd told him the funniest joke he'd ever heard. A sneer tugged at his lips.
Serena, how much longer will you keep playing these manipulative mind games? Do you honestly think you can live without me?
Beside him, Eloise giggled behind her hand, her gaze dripping with provocation.
Serena, I know you're hurting. But Matteo's only looking out for me. Don't rile him up with words like that. Everyone in our circle knows you'd only marry Matteo. It's become gossip fodder for every family.
I smiled at Eloise's hypocritical face. You're overestimating your importance. The Valenttis control half of New York's ports, and I'm the sole heir. Suitors lining up to ally with me stretch all the way from Brooklyn to Sicily.
As for you,
my gaze drifted down to her arm, clamped tight around Matteo's. Word has it you spent 7 years overseas recovering. How come you still stumble and can barely stand straight the second you are back in New York?
Shall I send a car to cart you off to the Hudson River to feed the fish?
Eloise's face drained of color and tears spilled instantly.
Matteo, look at how she speaks to me.
Matteo's expression darkened.
Serena, that was out of line. Apologize to Eloise at once.
I raised an eyebrow. Why should I? Because she's your mistress? Or because she's shameless? Have you forgotten, Matteo, that this gala is my stage? Until the blind draw begins, I'm still your fiancé in name. What's wrong with putting an ill-mannered outsider in her place? The mafia bosses around us began whispering, and Signora Falcone hurried over upon hearing the commotion.
What is all this shouting? Have you no shame?
She shot Matteo a sharp glare, then turned to me with a complicated look in her eyes.
Serena, it's almost time for the draw. Don't let irrelevant people ruin the vital alliance between our two families.
Matteo suppressed his rage, patted Eloise's shoulder, then fixed me with an icy tone.
Very well. If you're so eager for this game, let's begin. I'd love to see whether you'll still be this sharp-tongued once you pull out another blank slip.
With that, he turned and walked toward the dais at the center of the ballroom. I watched his retreating back. My gaze turned frigid. Every pair of eyes in the ballroom locked onto the antique wooden box at its center. Per the council's ancient tradition, 100 slips were placed inside the box. Only one slip bore Matteo's name. Drawing that slip meant the two families would unite in perfect harmony, sealed with a blood oath engagement on the spot. A blank slip meant fate had not aligned, and we would try again the following year. For 7 years, I'd reached inside, brimming with hope every time. Every single time, I pulled out nothing but blank paper. I once thought God was testing our love. Today, I finally learned Matteo had personally swapped every single slip for blanks. I climbed the dais, step by step. Matteo stood beside the box, one hand tucked in his pocket, wearing an arrogant smirk.
Serena,
He lowered his voice to a tone only we two could hear.
listen to me. If you behave and stop targeting Eloise, I might consider ending this damned game early.
7 years of torment was nothing more than a game he could end at will in his eyes. I halted and stood face to face with him.
Matteo, do you truly believe I cannot live without you?
Matteo let out a scoff.
Who else would put up with your spoiled heiress temper? Outside the Falcone family, no one in New York is worthy of an alliance with the Valenttis. Serena, accept your fate. You are destined to be mine, and mine alone for the rest of your life.
He thought he held my weakness, giving him free rein to trample my boundaries.
Is that so? We'll see who truly has to surrender to fate.
I lifted my right hand and reached into the pitch-black box. Eloise stood at the front of the crowd, a triumphant smile playing on her lips. Matteo stared off into the distance without a care, certain of the outcome. At last, my fingertips brushed a slip with a slightly different texture. I'd had someone slip it into the box amid the chaos before the gala began. It was my final escape route. I pulled the slip out in one swift motion.
Young Master Matteo,
I held the slip aloft, my voice echoing across the entire ballroom.
It seems your promises are about to fall flat.